Oh no.
Welcome everybody to the Fight World. And when is enough as a fan? So what do we do with Chavez Jr.? What I'm going to do here, we're going to get into a couple articles. And we're also going to play Chavez Jr. leaving the ring and everybody throwing all these things at him live on somebody's Twitter. They posted it. And you know, it's just an embarrassment, and I'm kind of sick of it. And I gave him a couple chances in the past, but you know what? I'm definitely done with Chavez Jr. I don't know about you. Post some comments below. Let me know. Let me know if you guys are going to give him yet another chance, or are your thoughts more aligned than what I'm saying, where I just want nothing to do with the guy anymore. And you know, it's messed up for the name Chavez because his father, with almost, what does he have, over 100 wins? Something like that? To have a son like him that doesn't take it seriously. Talented, but does not take it seriously. If he actually took it seriously, I think he'd be a really, really good champion in the sport. I think he has the tools. I mean, he is tough. I think mentally something's missing. But he does have that grit. He's a come-forward fighter. Kind of the opposite of his father, where his father was much more short, much smaller. You know, if you saw Chavez Jr. in the fight, it looked like he was a damn cruiserweight. He was way bigger than Danny Jacobs. Way bigger. On top of being way bigger, he didn't want to go for a drug test. You know, it's as if he thinks he's more special than everybody else and he doesn't have to play by the same rules. On top of that, he quits. On the stool. Off the stool, whatever. Same thing. What's the difference? Then does a chicken dance and runs out of the ring while beer cans, hot dogs, and pretzels are diced and thrown at his head. What do you do? What do you do with a guy like this? All right, let's get into some articles. Let's see what the boxingnews24.com has to say about this. Written by Dan Ambrose. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. says he couldn't breathe out of his injured nose after round 5. And he had no choice but to stop fighting against Daniel Jacobs last Friday night. Chavez Jr. states that Jacobs beat him by fouling him with elbows and headbutts that injured his nose. Despite being upset about the way he lost, Chavez Jr. says he would love a rematch. Yeah, nobody wants to see that. Funny, Chavez Jr. did most of the bullying and Jacobs did most of the matadoring. And he says that Jacobs was following him. You know, if you're coming in aggressive and your head is going into my head and my head's going into your head, it's nobody's fault. This is the sport. So let's keep reading some more of Chavez's excuses. Chavez Jr. says, I was swallowing blood and couldn't breathe. I was fighting a good fight. And I was getting closer, one round closer. I got headbutted and he cut me above the left eye. And then he headbutted me again and fractured my nose. So I was having a lot of trouble breathing. But I also received an elbow to the nose. And he keeps going. Came over to my corner and I couldn't breathe. And I was swallowing a lot of blood, said Chavez Jr. He had elbowed me and headbutted me and he didn't beat me by fighting. He elbowed me and headbutted me and the referee didn't do anything. I see and hear a lot of excuses. I don't know about you guys. I hear a lot of excuses.
Got him!
I don't know if he noticed the cut. He elbowed me and I felt he couldn't go because I couldn't breathe properly. Same old crap. And, you know, he's not going to get a rematch. Says here he's hospitalized, having no surgery. You know, he's not going to get a rematch. If anything, I heard Eddie Hearn talking about putting him on the undercard to rebuild him. You know, he's not even going to get a main event. This is what he did. He's literally ruining his own career. So let's get into an interview here of Chavez post-fight. Let's see his excuses live and in the flesh.
What happened out there in the ring?
Julio, ¿qué pasó en el ring?
Yo estaba peleando muy bien, me estaba acercando bien en la distancia. Un round antes me pegó un cabezazo, me cortó y después me pegó otro cabezazo en la nariz y un upper que me fracturó la nariz, yo creo, y no, ya no podía yo agarrar aire, pero los dos fueron cabezazos y un codazo.
So I was fighting a good fight. I was getting closer. One round before I got headbutted. He cut me above the left eye, and then he headbutted me again, and I got he fractured my nose. So I was having a lot of trouble breathing, but I also received an elbow to the nose.
You seemed to come back to the corner after that last round and immediately said, I can't continue. Did you think about trying to fight through it?
Llegaste a la esquina.
Of course not.
Y parece ser que lo primero que dijiste es, ya no puedo continuar.
What would his father have done in that situation?
Pero cuando empecé a agarrar aire, estaba tragando mucha sangre y no podía yo respirar. Entonces, yo no quise pelear porque él cuando se sintió que yo me estaba acercando en la corta distancia, me empezó a meter el codo, me pegó un codazo y un cabezazo. Entonces el referee nunca se dio cuenta, o sea, no fue un golpe. Por eso fue cuando yo llegué a la esquina y le dije que yo no podía respirar porque yo, ¿cómo te diré? O sea, no iba a poder seguir peleando así porque no estaba peleando, me estaba metiendo nada más el codo y la cabeza, pues.
I was fighting, and you know, I came over to the corner, and I just couldn't breathe, and I was swallowing a lot of blood. And you know, he had elbowed me, and he had headbutted me, and
I can't anymore. I can't anymore, guys. I can't. I mean, what's your excuse for not wanting to do the drug test? You know, what's your excuse for missing weight yet again? This guy's literally a clown. He's a clown. Okay, and here, posted by Charles Moynihan in the crowd. Let's go ahead and see Chavez exiting the arena and doing the chicken dance. I should throw some chicken music as he runs out of the arena. You know, in the disgust of everybody around him and everybody watching, actually. All right, let's go ahead and play this. I'm gonna maximize here. Whoa, sodas, beer, hot dogs. Unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. And right here we have the father, the legend Chavez Sr., just shaking his head at what his son is doing in the ring and how his son has disrespected the sport. And with his son quitting, I mean, can you blame him? All right, let's go ahead and click on this. This was actually, I had a laugh when I watched this, when I was watching this live. Oh man, too bad. He can't believe it. Look at him. He can't believe it. Let's watch that one more time. Unbelievable. And you know, with Chavez Sr., I watched the behind the scenes, not with this fight, but in fights in the past. And he gives his son such good advice. And honestly, I swear, you can see the advice going literally from one side of his ear out the other. He's not taking anything in. Can you imagine if your father was Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. and you're the junior? Can you imagine the amount of knowledge that you can soak up, the kind of champion that you could become? And he is backing his son. He's nothing but proud of his son. His son is just a screw up. So that's the end of this video. I just wanted to cover that fight. Props to Danny Jacobs for fighting a good fight, staying in there, hanging you know, not complaining about the weight, not complaining about this guy's antics with a drug test, and beating him, making him quit on the stool. You know, as the smaller man, I mean, literally looked like there was a 20-pound difference. It was ridiculous. So props to Danny Jacobs. He's moving on up. He'll probably get, you know, a title fight next. And then if he wins that, after that, I believe he'll get Canelo. And I don't know. I heard him talking about Triple G. So we'll see. We'll see how it shakes up. Let me know you guys' thoughts on the video. Like and subscribe. I will be doing weekly videos, different sports, you know, MMA, UFC, Bellator, 1FC. I will be covering boxing. We will be doing kickboxing as well with Glory. We will be even covering some Muay Thai. So, you know, support the channel, guys. All right, take care. Fight World. Later, I'm out.